Hello everyone and welcome to the next in our series of daily origami for YouTube. Today we're going to make another traditional item and they're going to make another variation of a table. We made a cool table a little while ago that kind of had more of a footstool sort of feel to it. This is more of just your traditional kind of round table, and I think it works really great if you're doing kind of like a little setup for a dollhouse or something like that. This origami is just a pure origami. You're just going to start off with a square piece of paper. I'm going to be using standard 15 by 15 centimeter paper, and I'll let you guys know the dimensions of everything when we're finished so that you can know if you're making something to scale. This is really a good origami because it's the beginnings of a lot of other kinds of origamis. They kind of stem from these beginning steps. So lots of stars, traditional kusudama design, those kinds of things all kind of come from this. So what we're going to do is start with our color side facing down. And I'm just going to first put in my diagonal creases by folding my paper in half to create a big triangle, smoothing out those edges, and then go the other way as well. And there's a couple different ways to do these steps. You can find a way that works better for you depending on your folding style. But we've got those two creases. We know where our center is now. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold in my corners into the center here. Open everything up, and you'll notice I've got my center on this part here marked by this point here where the creases meet, and over here where the creases meet, and my crisscross in the middle. I'm going to use that as a guide to take the outer right edge and fold towards the center. And like I said, it's not a line that's there, it's just 3 points of creases, but you'll know you're getting it right as you smooth it out because these creases should meet right at the tip on the edge here. And I'm going to repeat those steps then going this way too. Good crease there. Open it up, and then we're just going to repeat those steps going the other way too. So I'm just folding towards that center that's marked by those 3 points. Get that part marked off, and then open everything up. Now I'm going to kind of use the creases that I've made to help me along. If I look at things kind of like a diamond here and fold up on those creases that I've made here, I can bring both of these sides down, and I have this part that's left up at the top. You first want to make sure that you get things kind of nice to a nice point there. And if you push on that crease, that's this mountain crease there, and we have these two things on the sides that are already mountains too. That's going the right way. And depending on how you folded these creases, these diagonal creases are actually going the opposite way for me, so I'll be reversing them as I do this. But you just smush down, and you can line up this edge here, and then the other side too, and then go ahead and smooth everything out into the center, and it should just line up nice into the middle, giving you that nice crease there in the middle. And we're just going to repeat those steps for the remaining 3 sides. And I think it tends to kind of work a little easier if you go ahead and unfold what you've done and then just focus on each one of these corners individually rather than worrying about having some of that already smushed down and getting in the way. So I just can kind of start over here and make sure I can smush everything out, getting both of those edges lined up so that that bottom part's nice and straight, and then just go to the next side. Sure that's all nice in the center. Smush it out. And then the last part here. And then once you've gotten all of those kind of completed, you can then just push in on the opposite sides, and everything should just kind of lay back to the way it was to give you all 4 of those little diamonds or squares that are smushed down with these little flaps here. Now I'm going to use each of these to create a kind of petal fold to extend everything out, which will serve as the legs of my table. If I just take this little flap here, and it helps kind of keep these things out of the way, and if they're in the way you can even unfold everything and just focus at the top depending on how you work. But we can take and fold this part over so that we match up to that center crease. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side too. So you get a nice little kite shape. Open up both of those and take the flap and pull up so that you can create a crease that goes between these 2 points that I just folded over. And you could kind of start that with a little push and a pinch on the side if you want to. And then we're just going to reverse everything here. I've got the bottom part going right here, and the top I'm just going to reverse that crease so that it comes into the center nice and smooth. Do the same thing on this side too, so that as you extend it out you should get this nice big long diamond shape, which is a petal fold. And we're just going to repeat those steps for the remaining 3 sides. Now, so like I said, if this stuff is kind of in your way, sometimes I feel like it's in my way, you can just kind of unfold everything for a second and just focus on this one little bit as you work. And then you don't have to worry about any of this stuff over here getting in the way as you make your creases. So I can just fold these parts over, open it up, take that flap, and give yourself a little guide as you start, and then just reverse everything into a nice smooth point as you extend all this out to give you this nice big diamond shape. And then again I can just return everything here to give me what I need, and like this one here you can kind of just slide it out to the side if you want it out of the way. You want to avoid, snagging on things and, tearing anything as you're working if you can help it. So it's good to give yourself a little room. And then we just have the last one here to do, and that'll give us all 4 parts that we need for the legs of our table. So get this part kind of finished off. And as you can see, this is really kind of also the steps to make like a star shape as well. But we get all this kind of going, get all 4 of these leg areas extended out and smoothed out to create nice edges. And then you can just take what you've got here and fold it and include this little flap in the back too as you do this. Fold it straight down towards the center and get a really good crease along the edge. And do that for all 4 sides as we do this. You want to try to keep everything nice and flat and don't overextend the center too far. Once you've gotten all those folded into the center, then you can just kind of push them up to create a nice little 90-degree angle, and that will give you the legs to your table. They stand on nice little pointy parts there and gives you a completed little table. Now I'll go ahead and tell you guys the dimensions of this once we're finished. The legs are about 3.5 centimeters, so that's how tall you're looking at your table standing up. And then the straight across here for the top part, and it's not quite circle, but it's about 7.5 centimeters wide, so you can kind of keep that in mind if you're making a project for something in particular. But if you get everything lined up especially too, it serves as a really cute little table, and you can put other little origami on top if you're doing something kind of decorative thing like that. But that should give you your completed project for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.